Tuesday, June 16th. Yesterday, we started a series about how it is that we might think about the problems that we face in the world in such a way that we can actually solve them. Because the ways in which we normally think about what's arising in our experience have led us to behave in ways that actually create the problems that we have. It's a little hard to figure out how it is that we're responsible for the pandemic, for the virus, but we're certainly responsible for the ways we've responded to the virus and thus have actually compromised our capacity to create, to kind of shut it down. Because we think about it in very binary terms. Either you have it or you don't. Turns out, no, that's not really true. It's sort of like if you get enough of the virus is itself a system, not just the virus individually, but collectively. It operates together. You need to have a certain viral load before you actually get sick. Okay? Similarly, we're dealing with the climate. We say, well, the weather's not so bad. Climate is more than weather. Politics is more than an individual politician's action. What happens with the police and its relationship with the public is more than just a few bad cops. It's about the way the whole system functions. We have to be able to think in systems terms and in a way that is both very modern complexity science and very ancient. It's what the shamans taught, and it's the way they see the world, saw the world, still do. We still have shamans in the world. So if we're going to actually make a difference, there has to be enough of us that come to see the world through a different set of eyes, a different interpretive map. One of the characteristics of wisdom is that it does not see the world in dualistic terms. It doesn't see that it's either this or it's that. Now, the capacity to make distinctions is really important. When I go into the garden to weed, I need to know what's a weed and what's a seedling. What am I taking away? What am I preserving? I have to know up from down, in from out, right from wrong. We have this sense that it's either this or that. You're either a good person or a bad person. If you're a criminal or are you a law-abiding citizen? So we tend to think in those kinds of binary terms, and we tend to think in terms that are too simple for the reality that we're trying to address. One of the things Einstein said about solving problems is you pick the simplest solution possible, but no simpler. So we often choose a way of thinking about the situation that is too simple to actually explain it. So we have to be able to use a more complex lens. Being able to see multiple perspectives, being able to see that it's not either this or that, it can be both and, requires not just a sort of a theoretical or philosophical sense that, no, of course there are multiple points of view. We have to be able to experience that multiple points of view are actually an inherent part of the system and necessary for seeing reality in the fullest possible way. And the way that we do that is that we see it in our own sense of ourselves. Part of what we're struggling with here is to think that, or to be able to understand that even though I think of myself as separate from the world, it's necessary to be able to do that to get by in the world. We are actually all connected. And so all of the interior parts of me, all of the aspects of who I am, they are all connected. It's only when I really experience my own inner complexity and to see it as a unitary, or the possibility of being a unitary field of my being fully integrated. And I can't get there unless I acknowledge my own multiplicity. It's only as I do that work that I come to then be able to see how in the world around me there is this similar kind of multiplicity and diversity and complexity, and it's all the way it's supposed to be. That requires that we have to be willing to do our own work. And that's a part of what's really exciting for me about what's happening in the world today, is that more and more people are understanding, hey, I'm going to have to do my own work. I'm going to have to come to see the world in different terms, in terms that are more inclusive. So I invite you to do that work for you and to understand that when you do that work for you, you are doing work for the world. You are participating in the transformation of human reality. We've all got to get on board with this, folks. All right. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.